Welcome everyone, this is Jamesrise going to bring you, special ladies and gentlemen, a new video today. I'm going to give you a little different type of video than what I normally do, but what I want to give to you guys. Today we're going to talk about to see if you have some imbalances in your body, mostly in the upper chest area, shoulders, and then in the hips. These are the two stretches where I do to my clients to see how imbalanced they might be. Whether it's because their shoulders are rounded and they have very tight pectoral area, or in the hips if they have very tight hips. These are the two stretches that I definitely recommend, and whether to see if you are imbalanced or not. And let's go through with them. First off is we're going to do the upper chest and the shoulders to see how imbalanced or imbalanced you may be. So let's go here. If you guys see me. First of all, you guys want to turn, well, I'm going to turn to my side. You guys are going to bring your fingers behind your back, bring your hands together behind your back, just like this. A lot of people can't do this right here. A lot of people are stuck here and they can't intertwine their fingers behind their backs. I want you guys to intertwine your fingers behind your back and see if you can extend them out. That's the number one for the shoulders and chest. A lot of people, from what I've seen, cannot intertwine their fingers, and if they can, that's all the range of motion or the flexibility they do have in their upper chest. So they're very tight in their shoulders and pectoral region, and the reason for that is you got to look at the job that you do or the posture that you have. A lot of people who are at a desk all day or at a keyboard, they're like this. Shoulders rounded forward at a keyboard all day. Eventually, 8 hours a day and the years go by, 5 days a week, you're going to build an imbalance where your shoulders are going to start rounding forward. And you're going to get the imbalance if you don't correct it. What I recommend is you guys do some corrective stretching. If you do have that problem, do what I told you, fingers behind the back. Do that every day. If you do guys have a pole, you can grab a pole. I like to call them mermaids, where you just grab a pole and just really kick your hips forward and your chest out, head back. Or you can grab a belt, broom, get nice something straight, and just open up that body. You need to focus on opening up the body because you've been like rounded forward all the time. So you definitely need to do some open body stretching. So second one is to see how tight you are in the hip area. Now, if I can get this to work. So I'm going to go down here. I might have some company with my pups, but we're going to do some butterflies. Butterflies are, I'll move you guys down a bit more. Bam. It's right here. This is going to see how tight your hip flexors are. And I've seen a lot of clients that have very tight hip flexors. If you go to the ground and your hips are very high, like my knees are right now, then you are one of the cases where you have very tight hip flexors. If not, and you're able to bring your knees to the ground like this, then you have pretty flexible hip flexors, and then you could just make it harder on yourself by just going forward, getting your head to the ground, reaching out in front of you. But if you are here, you have to stretch out your hips. Do this stretch all day. This is one of the easier ones. Stretch out. We could look up child's pose. That's a good hip flexor opener, and various other ones. But do butterfly. Work on this to amplify it, to help you out. Just breathe and try to push your knees or your elbows against your knees and to open it up, that pose. You definitely need to open up those hips. I guarantee you'll feel way better. And you don't want to be like this all day, nice and tight. You don't want that. You want to be relaxed and able to get your knees to the ground. Reasons for why people have very tight hip flexors, and once again, is mainly if you're sitting a lot. If you're at a desk job all day and you're sitting for 7 to 8 hours, you're going to get some imbalance in your hips because you're going to be in that sitting position, which is an unnatural position for us to be in. I would recommend you walking, taking breaks, walk around, Stretch out your hips in between your either lunch breaks, or if you get a 15-minute break, do so. Walk more, stretch more. Also, it could happen if people are at a job where they're standing a lot. They tend to get very tight hip flexors. So you gotta find the happy medium with those, with what you do, and focus on corrective stretching, yoga, and just stretch, foam roll, and stuff like that. So those are the 2 stretches to see if you guys are imbalanced or not. If you're imbalanced in the upper region, and if you're imbalanced with your hips. Try them out, see where you're at, and if you're able to do those stretches perfectly, keep stretching. And if you aren't, work on it. Keep stretching more and more so you can become more flexible and you can become more balanced in your body. Because you want to be balanced, you don't want to be tight, because once you get some tight areas, it's just going to lead to injuries if you want to do some sports, or it's just going to lead to injuries in the long run where you just might make a sudden move and hurt something. Stay flexible, guys. Do these stretches, see how you feel off them. If you're able to stretch, good. If you aren't able to do them, work on it. See where you're at and progress. It's all about getting better. It's all about feeling better. It's all about listening to your body and making it the best that you can be, because we want to get one, right? So this has been Jamesrise, doing some stretches with you guys to see where you guys are at. And keep stretching, stay healthy, stay risen. Until next time, you sexy folks.